All right, welcome everybody to this fireside chat about Salesforce acquiring Tableau, and thank you for making the time to join us. The idea about these chats is that we just have a small conversation with each other about a topic, and we'll leave some time open for the end for some open questions. Maybe Nicola to kick it off.
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone, my name is Nicholas. I'm the account manager at Bistry Belgium. Together here, we also have Geoffrey Smolder, who is kind of like the godfather of Bistry Group. So I'll let Geoffrey introduce himself.
The godfather is a bit of a big word, but yeah, I'm the, one of the founders of Bistry almost 5.5 years ago now, and I've been in BI for quite a few years, and then decided to fall in love with Tableau, and then start a partnership with Tableau, and founded Bistry. And now these days we're also a Snowflake partner, and obviously we're part of the Salesforce family since over a year now. And we've had these conversations a year ago, and now we had no idea what we're going to talk about, because we had no idea what's going to mean that Salesforce acquisition for us. But now, a year later, we have some more vision on that.
So maybe for people that don't know Bistry entirely yet, what's our main objective here?
Well, Bistry is a Tableau reseller and Snowflake reseller that wants to help companies get answers from data easier, faster. And by doing that, we do the whole data story from A to Z. It starts with data pipelining, to data warehousing, to analytics, to completely making a company data driven. I think that's our goal at Bistry, and we've done that almost 500 times now with a bunch of clients, and I hope we're going to keep doing that for many, many years to come.
I'm sure we will. So this entire acquisition of Salesforce, I knew Salesforce really superficially. So I knew it was a CRM platform that provides like a 360 view on all of your clients. But what was your take on it? Did you know Salesforce more deeply? Did you have a more profound understanding of Salesforce before the acquisition?
I think a little, but I also was underestimating how big Salesforce was. I know they had really cool domains like work.com and force.com, but I also mainly knew them as that CRM solution in the cloud that we all know. And I obviously, within our customer base, we already met them a few times. So we have a few clients that are using Salesforce and that actually are using Tableau embedded within Salesforce, which we'll talk about a bit maybe later in this call, who knows. But I knew it was a CRM solution, and once it was clear that there was already some gossip on the market, it's a very small market, that they were talking to Tableau, and we expected Tableau to be acquired at some point by a company. And I had a short list in mind of companies, and Salesforce was certainly one of them. So I'm glad it was Salesforce, to be honest, because Salesforce is not a big BI platform. I think it would have been less pleasant if Oracle or Microsoft or SAP bought us, because then there's already a competing BI platform. And Salesforce, I thought, had no real analytics solution, but they had something. They had Wave Analytics, they had Einstein Analytics. And if you look at their 360 wheel, you should absolutely Google the Salesforce wheel. They covered CRM, they cover Commerce Cloud, they cover Service Cloud, they covered Marketing Cloud. So they're a full stack solution to fully enable companies to go with Salesforce. And then I think a big analytics solution that is a part of that did make sense, and that's why they also paid a lot of money for the acquisition.
So there were some rumors about Salesforce taking over Tableau, but for Bistry it was kind of a different story, yeah, because we're like the end client in the partner chain. What did it mean for us, for Bistry, or for third-party suppliers?
Well, I think I used to work as a sales rep early in my career for a business objects partner called Bless That Product. Um, I used to sell business objects, and they were acquired by SAP. So it was a bit of a scare, to be honest, that the importance of the tool would go away, or they would try to call it sales reporting, or some cool Salesforce name, and completely throw away the brand Tableau. That was a bit of the scare first initially, but it was very clear, especially when Mark Benioff came on the stage at the Tableau conference last year, and he's making very clear that they don't want to touch the brand Tableau. They don't want to change the community. They want to honor that, and he still keeps on repeating this, even recently, that this might be their most important acquisition ever. And they're keeping the brand Tableau as a separate brand, but part of the Salesforce family. And that's why when I started seeing opportunity and liking it a lot for us as a partner.
So it's been a good thing for Bistry and other partners as well. But how is this a good thing for our Tableau customers, our existing Tableau customers? Does it create a new opportunity for them?
Absolutely. I think if you look at the positioning that Salesforce as a brand has, I think Tableau was a $1 billion company in revenue. I don't know from my heart what the Salesforce revenue is. It's much bigger than that. I think they're even doing only $1 billion in some regions only. There's much more money involved, and as you know, Nicola, Tableau invests a lot of money in their R&D, and I think with the power of Salesforce on the back end, they will keep on doing that. So I envision a transition from Tableau becoming a much more cloud-focused company and having much more support on the processes that Salesforce has done amazingly in the past, but keeping the DNA. And then for those customers out there that already were using Tableau and Salesforce, well, it's a dream come true, because then I can integrate much faster. There was already a nice clean integration between Salesforce and Tableau, but the things we're seeing in beta and the things we're seeing in the acceleration and the development side, and I think the things they're going to announce at the next conference are going to be very, very interesting for existing Salesforce and Tableau customers. And for those customers that are already using Salesforce today and are looking for clean and good analytics, I think the Tableau integration for them will be a big opportunity to really have that visual analytics DNA linked up to Einstein, linked up to Datarama, linked up to the whole platform. Is going to be very, very powerful.
So those are all possibilities that could work for existing Tableau customers, but it doesn't mean that you have to have Salesforce, right? You can still have Tableau as a standalone product.
Of course, and this is interesting because there was a product out there, and I won't mention who they are, with a green logo, that was kind of messaging very aggressively that suddenly you're going to get locked in, and you have vendor lock-in, and you'll have to buy Salesforce now. And of course, I'm not going to lie, I would do the same. There will be some targeting, I assume, by Salesforce salespeople trying to go to Tableau clients and saying, hey, Salesforce is the opportunity, but Salesforce is not forcing anyone to change to Salesforce. Tableau is still a single standalone product, and it will remain that way. So Tableau is a fantastic product that connects to any data source and any platform, and it still remains that way. So you don't need to buy Salesforce when you use Tableau suddenly. You don't need to migrate your Microsoft Dynamics solution or your custom ERP solution to Salesforce. It's always ironic when we have conversations, you know this, often in competitive conversations, people will ask, yeah, but what about Power BI? Well, Power BI connects fantastic to Salesforce also, and that will work perfectly. But I never say Microsoft is a big competitor. Tableau connects very well to Microsoft. They have a fantastic partnership. Tableau connects to all products of the Microsoft stack and the database stack without any problem. So I don't think that there's a need to link them together. There's a possibility and there's an opportunity, and we'll see interesting use cases, I'm sure, but there's absolutely no need. I want to underline that very well.
It's not a big necessity, which is great for our customers, right? They still have their existing roadmap to follow, and it can be broadened by extending to a Salesforce platform as well, but it's not necessary, which is great.
Correct.
So at this point, do we have any customers that use Tableau and Salesforce, or do you have any examples of it where it does
Yeah,
work really well?
yeah, quite a bit. I think yeah, we have some customers in Switzerland that are been for years on the Salesforce platform and have asked us already a couple of years ago if we can embed Tableau within the application, so it's just a part of the Salesforce application. We are, of course, with collaboration with Salesforce sister companies that we work with, are deploying much more and more Tableau solutions within Salesforce customers that are now interested to seeing this and are a bit blown away with the possibilities. But the biggest example is, I think, I don't think it's a big secret, but if you look at Tableau, Tableau's bottom layer always has been Salesforce. On top of that, they have a data warehouse layer, which is Snowflake. And on top of that, they use Tableau. So I think that combination of Salesforce, Snowflake data warehouse in the cloud, and Tableau on top is something we've seen quite successfully, and we're going to see much more at client side.
Yeah, indeed. So I heard you talking about embedding as well. Embedding it can be a standalone thing, but we can also embed Tableau into Salesforce, right?
Yeah. Apologies for the embedding always, but if you throw a stone at the conversation with me, I'll probably mention embedding a few times. You know, I'm passionate about it. I think maybe to position embedding for some of our listeners, embedding is actually to putting in an application within another application, whether it's a business portal or a platform or a website, or it's something like Salesforce. Having Tableau run inside of that is something we do quite often, and we've done some quite big projects on that. I suggest you check out our embedding labs, which are on the website, or the embedded analytics piece on the website to read more about it. But embedding within Salesforce was done within a day. We had the Salesforce Canvas connector or other ways to do it to really embed analytics within Salesforce. And what you would do is within Salesforce, you could go to any account or any of your customers, click on the customer, and then the visualization with, for example, sales history for that customer as a Tableau dashboard would be embedded and automatically filtered on that customer. That was certainly perfectly possible, not a big problem to do. But now what we've seen in beta with the new embed connectors they're making available in Salesforce, it's just going to be a drag and drop component, like an object, a lightning object within Salesforce, just within 2 minutes. And I think we have a video somewhere on the website that you can just embed Tableau within Salesforce in just a couple of minutes, have the authentication and the role of security applied immediately, so some users cannot see all the data. That's going to be quite powerful. So if you can imagine that you have clients with a couple of hundreds of Salesforce users or sales teams using Salesforce very heavily, and now have the possibility to just have analytics right inside of the sales application, they're just going to love that. And we've seen examples of that already, and I think that's a big opportunity we need to look into, and that as a client you need to look into, to have analytics at the fingertips within Salesforce without you having to go outside of any other application or move away from Salesforce.
The embedding story, it's also something we talk about heavily about the monetization story behind it. How do you see it incorporated with the Salesforce component?
Absolutely possible. If you look at Salesforce Service Cloud, which is often used as a customer portal to allow either customers, suppliers, or partners to log in to view tickets, to view some information about the Service Cloud, you could actually make a part of your sales application externally open for your end users or your customers, where they can log in and see data available and click around, but also have analytics running inside of that component. And that's where you can monetize that solution and start asking some money by making your data available to other clients. We see a trend, especially in retail, for example, where I think distributors and suppliers are getting access to data from the retailers, for example.
There's a lot of different sectors that are looking into monetizing their data, right? we see it starting 2020. The questions around embedding or monetizing data have been quite, there were quite a lot of questions around this, right? And it was kind of a black box, but it's getting more and more clear for everyone. So
Yeah,
I think it's going to grow, right?
it's absolutely going to grow, and I think it's nothing new. Embedding has been around for years, but I think, yeah, especially now, if we talk about the new normal and then the new situation in COVID-19, we see companies looking for new revenue streams, and I think embedding is certain, and data monetization is certainly one to look at, or you'll lose market space.
And it can add a very specific added value for your end client.
Yeah,
Which can greatly improve market share. Right.
Certainly.
Going back to Salesforce, winding it down a bit, the connectivity with Salesforce and Tableau, you've been talking about it quite a lot. Can you elaborate a bit?
Yeah, of course, there's been a Salesforce connector around for a while, and that one is mainly based on Salesforce CRM. When we look at Salesforce CRM, it connects very well. It's easy out of the box. You have even Salesforce ready to use Tableau dashboards download for free on the tableau.com website, which are amazing. When it comes to Commerce Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, it's still a bit hazy. But we have, of course, our ways to get the data out of there, and we have found ways. But we see often companies mostly building a data lake layer, connecting to multiple Salesforce layers with something like Snowflake, which we advise strongly, and then putting Tableau on top of that. But we see Tableau working hard on more connectors and deeper integration without the need of a layer. So there's a Datarama connector, there is an Einstein Analytics connector, so there's a MuleSoft connectivity also within Salesforce, MuleSoft being the pipelining solution from Salesforce. So I think you'll see more connectors coming out, and they'll go very fast on how to get that data better and faster exposed to Tableau.
We have this great team of people, of consultants with expert knowledge about this. But
Yep.
What can Bistry bring to our, or which Salesforce, or what Salesforce expertise can we bring to the table when people need us?
Yeah. Well, first of all, a bit of internal kitchen. You know this, Nicola. Within Bistry we have a big talent development program, and we do have these kind of tracks. And some tracks get a lot of attention on bringing people to a certain level, but also bringing some solutions to the market together with us. And of course, we invested very early in a Salesforce track. So we've developed Salesforce Tableau user training for Salesforce users. We have embedding specific workshops for Salesforce. We have working examples with Einstein Analytics and how to use Einstein Analytics together with Tableau. So it's interesting to see that expertise already built up and understanding the data model, and we already have some dashboards that we can show around. But also we are part of a larger group, and we have a sister company group of Salesforce companies that are working on Commerce Cloud, are working on Marketing Cloud, are working on CRM. And together we combined a group of over 250 Salesforce experts certified and have a unique position to bring them to the table. So it's not that we're going in without any knowledge. We can bring specific Salesforce consultants with us, or Salesforce consultants from the other companies bring us with us. And we are physically sitting next to each other in the offices, you know this. So we have a very close relationship. And I think that's going to be cool how we actually build more go-to-markets and do multi-cloud deployments, as Salesforce calls them, with multiple Salesforce clouds. And I see them positioning much more and more Tableau standard in their offers because it just makes sense. It's the end game when everybody's in Salesforce, then having a fantastic data analytics, visual analytics platform is an obvious one.
It's the ideal scenario, right?
Yep.
So
yep.
You've been talking quite a bit about the Bistry website. We do have some free skillups as well on Salesforce or on embedding. How do these work?
Sure. Well, we did one yesterday and call us crazy, but we just built a whole day virtual one-day classroom training on Salesforce. So connecting to Salesforce with Tableau, building your first dashboards from scratch, and at the end of the day, you understand how Tableau works and build a dashboard. And we just give it away for free. So we don't charge any money for that because I don't think that's the way to go. I think we are trying to onboard Salesforce companies to the Tableau space, and that's why we're showing for free what is possible, inspiring them how easy it is to work with Tableau, and then looking if we can help them deploy Tableau at scale and become more data-driven. So be sure to check out bistery.com/events, or click on the events link on the page, or click on the resources to replay any of the skillups, as we call them, and free trainings we've done in the past, and look at what's possible. We also have a YouTube channel that's building with a lot of videos on connectivity with Salesforce, so be sure to check those things out.
I think the easiest way, I'm just going to add a bit, the easiest way to inform yourself about all these skill-ups is just to follow Bistery on LinkedIn. We'll post something about a training that's coming up, and you'll get notified straight away. It's free, and it doesn't take a lot of time. We have trainings that take 1 day, or trainings that take 2 hours. So there's something for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just 12 people that are still attending. Do you have any questions? You can type them up in the chat. So maybe we can answer those.
I think I saw a question popping up here. Is there a recording of yesterday's event? Yes, there is a recording of yesterday's Salesforce event, and I think that will become available in the next 24 hours on our website.
You should be able to see it under resources within those 24 hours.
Any other questions from anyone? I don't think so. Alrighty, then I think we'll start wrapping up. Huh?
We still have some time left. I just wanted to touch this. We've been starting a new project, the New to Normal project. It's still kind of, let's say, internal, but can you talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, just before we go into this, somebody who says they sent a question, but we didn't receive it potentially. Could you type your question into the chat, please? This is, there we go. Financial backup is expected with this acquisition. So this is the win-win partnership. Where do you think R&D will develop faster within Tableau with this investment? I think Tableau is always been investing a lot more of their revenue and net profit into R&D than any other company. This is not something I'm making up. This is Gartner stating that. I don't know the exact percentage, but it's significantly more than other platforms. And Salesforce is certainly backing this message. Salesforce has always been very heavily in R&D, and I think Salesforce, let's be honest about that, is going to be a revenue generator for Tableau. So you'll see revenue from Tableau going up quickly because they have more access to the Salesforce client. I think Tableau has about 80,000 plus clients out there, and then Salesforce is well over 150,000. So you'll see easy opportunities and wins being created in partnerships. As the revenue from Tableau goes up, the R&D budget goes up. And I can only say, please look forward to October, to the Tableau conference, and see what they're going to announce from demos and ideas, and you'll see that their product officer, Francois de Lagenstadt, will show amazing things and show that Tableau is still very much invested in growing the platform. That being said, I think we'll go back to the new to normal thing. So yeah, this is the project we're launching next week. So there's already a teaser page, and the full page will be launched. I think, yeah, there's obviously a lot of talk about this new to normal. And Bistery has had an approach for years where we call this learn, adapt, and build. We call these our labs, different prototyping sessions to allow people to see and understand the value of Tableau on embedding, on engaging with small dashboards, on blueprint, on deployment, on becoming data-driven. And we want to bring that message much more as it's more accurate. And I feel that a lot of companies today struggle. There's also companies that are doing okay, and there's companies that are going to grow obviously very fast. And what I want to congratulate everybody on is that if you're still existing today and you've had a tough time, probably the reason you're here today is because of your gut feeling and your expertise you've shown. But we just want to give an offer and a helping hand with leveraging your data and your people with our labs to really show that you can be opportunistic and see new models and see new consumption patterns within this pandemic and new to normal situation. And using data and leveraging your people with data, I think we can do fantastic things. And that's what new to normal is about. It's about leading to change, as Tableau and Salesforce call it. So we'll be launching next week, but there's already a teaser video on newtonormal.com, which I'll share the link of.
Sounds great. Sounds like an exciting project.
Thank you everybody for attending. If there are any questions we didn't answer or any questions you want to ask us privately, don't be afraid to shoot us an email at sales@biz30.com. And this recording will be also available in the future on our website. So for now, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Nicola, for the time.
Have a great day. Thanks, Joe, for the talk.
Bye-bye.
Bye.